She desperately asked a stranger to be her husband. What followed changed their lives forever. In the heart of Maplewood, where sunset spilled like apricot jam across the yellowing fields, Sarah Harper stood at a crossroads of despair and hope. Recently divorced, the weight of her mounting debts pressed down on her shoulders like an anchor. Her small house resonated with the shrieks of her two young children, Lily and Max, whose innocent laughter danced through the air but felt strained against the threat of eviction. The love that once filled their home began to dissipate, swallowed by financial strain and loneliness. A family dinner was but a memory, teetering on the edge of oblivion as she stared at the piles of bills on her kitchen table. One fateful afternoon, with her heart racing and hope dwindling, Sarah found herself at the local garage, an unlikely sanctuary among the clanging tools and earthy smells of oil and metal. It was here that she met Tom. He was a local mechanic known for his unassuming charm and calloused hands that worked tirelessly to keep life rolling for others. His smile was warm but shy, and when Sarah approached him with her trembling voice filled with desperation, he listened intently, his eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and concern. "Could you pose as my husband for a charity event?" she blurted out in a flurry of vulnerability, the words spilling from her lips like a broken dam. The absurdity of the request hung heavy in the air. Tom, taken aback, blinked in disbelief. But beneath that modest exterior lay an adventurous spirit, and he nodded, intrigued by the challenge. "All right," he said, a faint smile creeping in. Just like that, a match was struck, igniting a fire neither had anticipated. As they prepared for the event, whispers ignited within the town, gossiping like squirrels hoarding their winter nuts. Maplewood's elite scrutinized everything from Tom's ragged jeans to Sarah's worn shoes. But amidst the clamor, the electricity between them shimmered. For the first time in a long while, Sarah felt seen, not just as a struggling mother, but as a woman. In the brief moments they shared, whether they were practicing their roles or exchanging sidelong glances, a connection began to bloom, unique and tender. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Yet life had a way of complicating even the best-laid plans. As the night of the charity gala drew closer, pressures mounted from all sides. Judgments from the elite, questions from her children, and whispers of uncertainty from within herself. Could she really do this? Could she pretend to be a wife and build a facade upon the very foundation of her values? Each day brought a new knot of fear in her stomach. Then came the night of the event, a swirl of sparkles, tension, and hope. As they entered the hall, the room buzzed, laughter and chatter blending into a symphony of expectation. Everyone's eyes were on them, evaluating, scanning for clues of truth behind their charade. But here, surrounded by the glimmering elite, Sarah felt alive, her heart racing against the pulsating crowd. And yet, the closer they got to vulnerability, the more threats loomed overhead. As she faced the crowd, shadows of her past and the pressure of society spiraled around her like dark clouds. Would she choose to shield her heart and ride out the storm, or embrace the whirlwind of genuine connection growing between her and Tom? Just as the night opened its treasure trove of possibilities, an unexpected betrayal could shake the delicate bond they had fostered. The gala was in full swing, with strings of laughter echoing through the hall. But inside, Sarah felt a tempest brewing. Standing beside Tom, she caught glimpses of their reflections in the elegant chandeliers above, a striking contrast between their simple lives and the lavish world around them. Her heart was a drum, beating wildly against the fabric of her dress, as she scanned the faces around her, some smiling, others whispering behind their fine glasses of wine. "Just follow my lead," Tom murmured, sensing her apprehension. He held her hand firmly, grounding her amid the sea of opulence. It was a lifeline she desperately grasped, as the chaos of her thoughts swirled like confetti in the air. As the evening progressed, she found herself loosening up, laughing at Tom's witty comments and sliding deeper into their pretense. Their laughter was magnetic, wrapping around them like a protective bubble, until it burst like a balloon in the press of a pointed question. "Is this your first charity event together?" A sharp voice cut through the mirth. It was Linda Caldwell, the town's leading socialite, a woman whose judgment felt as heavy as a lead weight. Her eyes surveyed them like a hawk stalking its prey. Tom glanced at Sarah, his brow furrowing. "Actually, we—" Before he could respond, she interrupted, her smile tight as a noose. "How charming! Sarah, you must be careful. It's easy to lose yourself in the charm of a mechanic. They are often unreliable." The laughter halting around them felt like a sudden drop in temperature. Sarah's heartache bubbled close to the surface. She could feel the judgment of the crowd pooling around her like a rope tightening at her throat. Just for a moment, the connection she felt with Tom wavered, layered under the cyst of fear. "Don't listen to her," Tom murmured, his warmth her only shield. His eyes met hers, deep and reassuring. "We're here for a good cause, right?" His words hovered between them, and in that fragile moment, she understood something fundamental. It wasn't just about pretense or charity. It was about shared human experience, navigating the insecurities that tied them both. But then the unthinkable happened. Just as they maneuvered through the crowd, a figure stepped in front of them. Sarah's ex-husband, Jake. His presence felt like a storm cloud that had rolled in from nowhere, darkening the atmosphere around her. "Sarah," he said, his voice cutting through the air with a smooth edge. There was arrogance in his tone, the kind that brought back memories she wished to forget. "I see you've moved on." Tom stiffened at her side, shifting protectively. Sarah's heartbeat quickened. The gala now seemed relentless and suffocating. She fought to keep the focus away from Jake, grappling with a complex mix of anger and sadness that surged within her. She was so much more than what her past dictated. "Yeah, I have," she finally replied, her voice steady, almost stronger than she felt. She turned to Tom, the warmth of his hand providing some comfort. "This is Tom, my husband for the evening." "Strange partnership," Jake smirked, his eyes narrowing, as if he were about to expose a secret. "How will you explain this to the kids, Sarah?" That hit hard. The laughter around them faded, replaced by the heavy weight of reality. A knot of anxiety twisted in Sarah's stomach as she felt Tom's hand tighten around hers. What was supposed to be a diversion had now become a confrontation. The air was thick with tension, and she realized this night was no longer about pretending to be something she wasn't. It was a pivotal moment, standing on the edge of truth, a defining point in her journey. As worries spiraled in her mind, a quiet strength began to rise in her chest. "Maybe it's time I start defining my own path," she thought. With resolve lining her words, she took a deep breath and faced Jake. But another voice echoed in her mind, nagging and persistent. It was Tom, his presence now a fortress against her past. She needed to confront both her ex and her own insecurities. What would she say to Jake? And more importantly, what would she discover about the budding relationship with Tom that began as a lifeline but now felt like something much deeper? As she prepared to speak, the stakes felt higher than ever. "Jake," Sarah began, her voice unwavering despite the tremor in her gut. The words hung in the air, fragile yet powerful. "I can explain my life choices without your input. I'm here for a reason, and it's not to justify myself to you." Tom squeezed her hand tighter, a silent promise of support. She could see Linda's eyes glint with interest, the crowd shifting as whispers started to spin around them again. No longer just a backdrop, they were suddenly witnesses to her moment of truth. "Have you truly moved on?" Jake leaned closer, his tone almost mocking, as if he were a judge ready to pass sentence. "From the kids? From our life? You can pretend all you want, but you're still that suburban woman who ran after me." "Stop it," Sarah shot back, her strength surprising even herself. "I'm not running after anyone. I'm reclaiming what you took from me, my freedom, my happiness." The space between them shifted. She could feel Tom's breath beside her, steady and real. Somewhere in the crowd, murmurs flared to life, fueling the moment with shared anticipation. Sarah realized this wasn't just about Jake, it was about her. All the years of doubt and shame flipped over like cards in a game she was finally ready to win. Really? And what will that look like? Some romantic fling with a mechanic? Jake sneered, waving a dismissive hand at Tom. "Do you think he can provide for you, for those kids? Because I can assure you, they'll always come first. It's a shame you've forgotten that." Another wave of pain washed through her, but this time Sarah stood firm. "You're right, they do come first, which is why I'm doing this, to find out who I am, not just as their mother, but as something more." She paused, letting her gaze shift to Tom. There was a soft understanding in his expression that fueled her courage. "Your reality doesn't define mine anymore," she added, her heartbeat finding a steady rhythm. "I'm healing and moving forward. You should too." As she spoke, something unexpected ignited in the air. The tension gave way to applause. A few faces in the crowd nodded in approval, while Linda's mask of judgment cracked slightly. The evening shifted, and she could sense it, a change that transcended the words exchanged. Jake blanked, momentarily caught off guard. "You think you can just redefine everything?" His voice was mixed with incredulity and something else. Fear, perhaps? "Yes, I can and I will," she said, standing a little taller. "It's time for me to decide my path." Silence stretched for a heartbeat. Then Jake laughed, a forced noise that fell flat against the weight of her declaration. "You'll regret this, Sarah. You always do." "Not this time," she said, almost breathless with the realization of her own power. Tom's hand intertwined with hers, and she reveled in its warmth. The quiet support felt like a whisper of encouragement, like a secret vow shared just between them. The music swelled around them as the crowd resumed their chatter, the tension melting like ice in the sun. Sarah smiled at Tom, her heart finally steadying. It marked a turning point, one where she could build a new narrative, step by step. But just when she thought everything had settled, a new figure emerged, the gala's host, a confident woman making her way toward them. Her eyes sparkled with intrigue, and Sarah couldn't shake the feeling this encounter would bring yet another unexpected twist. What a dramatic exchange, wouldn't you say? The woman raised an eyebrow, a smile playing on her lips. Perhaps there's more to this evening than meets the eye. Sarah felt the familiar flutter of apprehension in her stomach. What could possibly come next? The night was far from over, and she sensed deep changes on the horizon. The woman stepped closer, her presence commanding even in the bustling atmosphere of the gala. Her perfectly manicured nails tapped lightly against her champagne flute as she surveyed Sarah and Tom with an assessing gaze. The silence was palpable, hanging heavily like a curtain just drawn before a grand performance. "Well, aren't you two the talk of the night?" she said, tilting her head slightly, her smile wide and unnerving. "I'm Miranda, by the way, and I must admit I love a good audacity in people. It makes for excellent storytelling." And there it was, the unasked question in her steady gaze. What were Sarah and Tom really doing there? The crowd's chatter faded for a brief moment, as if the world around them had been muted, placing Sarah squarely under the spotlight. "Thank you," Sarah replied, gathering herself, refusing to let annoyance seep through. She felt Tom squeeze her hand again, grounding her just a little more. Miranda's eyes twinkled. "Tell me, Sarah, what's next for you? You seem like a woman ready to shake things up." There was an edge to her tone, coaxing yet expectant. "I'm not sure yet," Sarah confessed, but her voice was steady. "I'm rediscovering myself. I want to be more than the labels people have placed on me." "Fantastic! I adore a good plot twist," Miranda said, her enthusiasm apparent. "In fact, what if I told you that I might have a rather unusual opportunity for you? Something that could jumpstart your new narrative." "Like what?" Sarah's heartbeat quickened, the thrill of potential dancing in her veins. "A reality show?" Miranda declared, her voice dripping with excitement. "A series documenting the lives of women who are redefining themselves. We're looking for fabulous stories, real transformations. You could be the face of it." The words hung in the air, a mixture of disbelief and intrigue. Sarah caught Tom glancing sideways at her, uncertainty creeping into his eyes. "A reality show?" she repeated, the weight of the option crashing over her like a wave. "What's the catch?" "Catch?" Miranda laughed lightly, her charm engaging. "None. Our production is all about empowering women like you. We want to show the journey, the ups and downs, the triumphs. It's fresh, it's real, and it seems you're already living it." Sarah's mind spun. Encouragement, independence, was this truly what she wanted? But what would that mean for my kids? How would they factor into it? "Brilliant question." Miranda's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Family life plays a big part. Think of it as a way to inspire not just yourself, but women everywhere. It's about showing them that they can break free too." As Sarah processed Miranda's proposal, her heart fluttered between fear and excitement. She had spent so long feeling trapped, but this felt like an opportunity to grab hold of her own tale and share it. Tom broke the silence, his brow furrowing. "But is it safe? Putting all your life on camera? What about your privacy?" "Privacy is something you can control," Miranda assured, waving off Tom's concern. "You can choose what to share, but imagine the impact. Genuine stories, real emotion shared with the world." Sarah bit her lip, contemplating the weight of the decision before her. It was more than just a show. It was about rewriting her narrative, not just for herself, but for her children, teaching them about bravery and authenticity. Why not take a chance? She could feel the tide of change washing over her. This could be my chance to inspire. Miranda leaned closer, sensing Sarah's wavering resolve. And perhaps a chance for Tom here too. Who knows what could happen? People love a good story, especially one centered around family. Sarah's heart pounded with reality. The stakes were rising. With every handshake and shareable moment, her life would transform. But as she grappled with the decision, an unsettling thought crept in. Could she genuinely thrive in the spotlight? Was she ready to expose her life, her struggles, and her children to the world? "Think about it," Miranda said, her smile unwavering, yet stirring something deep within Sarah's gut. "And remember, sometimes taking risks leads to the greatest victories." As the laughter and chatter echoed around them once more, Sarah looked at Tom, their fingers still intertwined. They shared a moment of raw uncertainty, tension woven thick between them. What would happen next? Would she take the leap, or let this moment pass her by? Just then, another voice called from the back of the crowd. "Sarah, wait, I have something to tell you." Turning around, Sarah recognized the voice. It was Megan, one of her closest friends from her book club. her face flushed with urgency as she maneuvered through the sea of elegantly dressed guests. The tension in Sarah's shoulders squeaked as she turned back, leaving Tom and Miranda momentarily in the background. "Megan, what's going on?" she asked, a wave of concern washing over her. Megan's wild, curly hair bounced as she approached, a whirlwind of energy and emotions. "I just heard you were talking to Miranda about the show. You didn't tell me you were considering it?" Megan's eyes widened as she spoke, a mixture of excitement and worry playing across her features. Sarah took a shaky breath. "I'm not sure yet. It's a huge commitment. I feel torn. What if—" Her voice trailed off, uncertainty oozing from her. Megan grabbed her hands, grounding her. "Listen, I know this might sound crazy, but you have to seize this moment. Don't let fear hold you back. I've seen you struggle, feeling trapped. This is your chance to show everyone who you really are. Plus,
you would absolutely rock it on camera." Behind them, Tom shifted his weight from foot to foot, clearly uneasy. "I just don't want you to rush into something. It's not just a decision for you, it impacts everyone." His voice was steady, but laced with an undercurrent of protectiveness that Sarah found comforting. Megan shot him a look. "Tom, it's not rushing if it's a step toward what she wants. This could really change her life." Sarah's heart raced as she felt the intensity of the moment. With one friend pushing her to leap and another cautious about the fall, she stood at a crossroads. It was as if the room had closed in on her, colors blurring and whispers fading into a dull hum. "What if I fail?" she whispered, barely above a murmur. "Or what if you soar?" Megan countered, her enthusiasm palpable. "When was the last time you really went after something you wanted?" Sarah's mind drifted back to the last few years, overwhelmed with motherhood, juggling responsibilities, feeling like a shadow of who she once was. The expectation to remain the same, to fit into the mold of a perfect family member, had kept her stagnant. But now, with the floor here in front of her, she felt an inkling of hope. As she considered taking that leap, Miranda's gaze was unwavering. "Sarah," she said gently, "we're all human. We fear the unknown, but that's where growth happens. If you share your struggles, your story can help so many others." For a brief moment, Sarah closed her eyes, imagining herself breathing life into her dreams, releasing her fears into the night. The doubts began to fade, like the distant notes of music that lingered in the air, and excitement surged. With her heart pounding, she opened her eyes and looked at Tom. "What do you think? Should I take the chance?" Tom's expression shifted, uncertainty mixed with hope. "I just want you to be happy. If this is what you want, then go for it. I'll support you." A smile broke through Sarah's anxiety, warming her inside. "Then I'll do it. I want to inspire my kids to chase their dreams." As she turned back, ready to tell Miranda, another unexpected voice cut through the chatter. A dark, deep voice that resonated with authority. "Sarah, wait. I need to talk to you about something important before you decide." Sarah froze. Who else could it be now? What could they possibly want to say? Her heart raced again, filled with equal parts anticipation and dread. Sarah turned slowly, her heart thrumming in her chest as she searched the crowd for the source of the voice. It wasn't just the unexpected urgency that caught her off guard, but the commanding tone itself. The room, once vibrant and full of laughter, seemed to fall silent around her. There he was, a man in a tailored suit, his dark hair slicked back and eyes as sharp as glass. The way he held himself spoke. He stepped forward, cutting through the uncertainty. "Sarah, right? I'm Jackson," he said, extending a hand. There was a familiarity in his eyes, but she was certain they'd never met. Yes," she replied, shaking his hand. A jolt of energy surged between them, sharp and surprising. A heat rushed to her cheeks, a mix of confusion and intrigue. "I know this is sudden, but I need to discuss a proposal with you," he said, his gaze unwavering.
How would you feel about participating in something bigger than yourself? Something that could alter your life, and possibly others' lives more than you can imagine. Megan's eyes widened, sensing the tension. She leaned in closer, protective yet curious. What do you mean? Jackson's voice softened, becoming more earnest. I'm organizing a documentary series aimed at inspiring women like you to share their stories. Stories of struggle, success, and empowerment. I believe you could be a voice for many who feel invisible. The echo of his words made her stomach twist. This wasn't just about the show Miranda suggested. This was about sharing her life, her fears, her triumphs, on a platform that could reach others. Could she really share herself so openly? Why me? She managed, the words laced with hesitation. Was he mistaken? What did she have to offer? Because I've seen your passion tonight, he replied, still holding her gaze. And because I believe every person has a story that can spark change. I was standing over there, he gestured to a corner of the ballroom, and I couldn't help but notice how you light up when you talk about your dreams. Hope blossomed, but it was tinged with doubt. She looked over at Tom, whose expression mirrored her own uncertainty. What if this was an illusion she'd built in her mind? What was the risk in stepping outside her comfort zone again? Will this be like a reality show? Do I have to give up my whole life? She asked, a wisp of panic creeping in. No, Jackson replied. You control what you share and how you share it. This is about authenticity, showing the reality of life. I want you to show the world how braving the unknown isn't just scary, it's beautiful too. Tears prickled her eyes, and she felt a wave of emotion rising within her. Could this be her moment? Yet deep down, the reservations lingered. Would it really be that simple? A part of her screamed to just say yes, while another part held her back. Take your time, but we're filming in 2 weeks, he added, his gaze steady. If you feel this could be something for you, I'd love to have you join us. The entire journey could change you and inspire your kids. With that, Jackson stepped back, leaving a silence filled with possibilities. As Sarah considered everything she felt, a mix of fear, exhilaration, and the undeniable urge to break free from her cocoon, she realized she stood at another crossroad. Tom's encouraging nod brought her back. Do you think I should do this? She whispered to him, her heart racing again. But before he could answer, someone else chimed in, shattering the moment. Are you really considering this, Sarah? Because if you go, there's no coming back to who you were. Her breath caught. Who had said that? Was this the moment that could change everything? The chilling voice lingered in the air, its weight heavy on Sarah's shoulders. She turned slowly, searching the room for the face that belonged to those words. Was it just a stranger's opinion that pulled her back into a whirlwind of doubt? Or was it someone who truly understood the stakes? Who are you? She managed, her voice barely above a whisper. The tension around them thickened as eyes turned in their direction, curiosity hanging in the air like unspoken fears. The figure was cloaked in shadows, dissipating into the crowd without another word. Just like that, the moment of uncertainty stretched like a tightrope, teetering over a huge chasm of choices. Forget them, Tom finally said, his voice firm as he leaned closer, protectively. You have to think about what you want, Sarah. This could be the chance of a lifetime. You don't understand, she replied, her heart pounding louder than any room filled with music and laughter. It's not just fear. It's everything I've built. My family, my routines. What if I lose myself in this? Jackson stepped back in, caught in the glowing circle of their conversation. He offered a sympathetic smile, one that suggested he'd seen this hesitation before. It's normal to feel afraid, but think about it. What if this experience allows you to find more of yourself? His words wrapped around her like a warm blanket, yet they also challenged her to step forward into the unknown. But what if I fail? Sarah asked, her voice trembling. The thought of exposing her vulnerabilities on such a public platform felt terrifying. What if the stories she shared fell flat? Failure is part of the journey, Jackson responded gently. It's how we learn and grow. Think of the women who will see your story. You might give them the voice they've been longing for. For a moment, the buzz of the room faded. Images of other women flashed before her, faces hidden behind their own doubts, dreams tangled in their own fears. If you choose this, think of the example it could set for your kids, Tom added softly. You've always told them to chase their dreams, right? Why not lead by example? The thought struck her deeply. Could this be a turning point not just for her, but also for her children? She took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the decision press heavily against her chest. Okay, I'll think about it. But as she spoke, the shadow of doubt still loomed large. Jackson's expression transformed, as if he could sense the shift. There's no right or wrong answer, just what?
I'll be around if you have more questions. Take your time. As he walked away, a flood of emotions consumed her. Vulnerability, hope, and the relentless desire for change battled inside her. "What do I do?" she whispered to Tom, the urgency creeping back into her voice. Tom took her hand, grounding her. "Whatever you decide, know that I'm here, but you have to be the one who ponders this. No one else can make this choice for you." The crowd gradually resumed its cheerful chatter, the festive atmosphere swirling around them like a tornado. Amidst the chaos, a new thought sparked to life. This could be about more than just her. It could be a beacon of hope for so many. "All I need to do is think about it?" Her voice felt small, yet determined. "Yes, you owe it to yourself and to the women out there who feel unseen," Tom urged, his encouragement lighting a fire inside her. With a nod, Sarah felt a slight shift in her core. But before she could grasp her thoughts fully, another voice rang out, cutting through the ruckus. "Sarah, wait! I just had a thought!" Her stomach dropped. Was this someone who would either push her toward or steer her away from the decision? Suddenly, everything felt more complicated than before. Sarah turned to face the voice that had interrupted her thoughts. It was Clara, a vibrant woman she'd met at a previous event. Her blue eyes sparkled with enthusiasm, making the chaos around them seem distant. "Sarah, I just thought of something that might help you," Clara said, her tone animated. "What if you shared a part of your story right here, right now? It could give you clarity." "Here? Now?" Sarah felt heat rise in her cheeks. The idea made her pulse race. "In front of everyone?" "Exactly," Clara encouraged, her excitement infectious. "Right in the middle of it all. Show them the real you. People connect with authenticity." Heart pounding, Sarah glanced around. The crowd, still swirling with laughter and celebration, felt like a sea of judgment and expectations. What if she stood before them and stumbled over her words? What if they didn't connect with her story? But something in Clara's eyes coaxed her to consider it. "What if I mess it up?" Sarah whispered, biting her lip. "Then you mess it up. You're human, Sarah. But think of the message. You'd be opening the door for others who feel just as lost." Clara stepped closer, her passion palpable. Sarah felt the gentle pull of Clara's words. It was almost as if her heart was begging her to take a leap. She knew it wouldn't just be about her fear of failure, but about the possibility of connection. With a small exhale, she nodded, a new determination igniting within her. "Okay, I'll try," she said hesitantly, but the weight of her heart still hung heavy. Could she really do this? Tom stepped closer, placing a reassuring hand on her back. "You've got this. I'll be right here." Swallowing hard, she wove her way through the crowd, her heart racing with each step. Clara fell in beside her, a steady source of encouragement. As they reached a small stage set up in the corner of the room, Sarah could feel the buzz of the crowd quieting down, curiosity cloaking the space. She took the microphone, hands trembling slightly. "Hi everyone.
"I'm Sarah, and I have a story I'd like to share," she began, her voice shaky yet clear. Taking a deep breath, she opened her heart. Her words poured out, stories of uncertainty, fear, and the weight of societal expectations. She revealed her dreams and the flickering hope within her. Her vulnerabilities spilled onto the stage, creating a raw connection with her audience. For the first time, she felt the chains of doubt fall away. Faces in the audience turned toward her, some nodding, others leaning in, captivated and moved. As she spoke, she caught glimpses of understanding in their eyes. The same battle she had faced reflected back at her. It was real and shared, and in that moment she felt a solidarity she had never known. When she finished, applause erupted, washing over her like a wave. She couldn't help but smile through tears. Tears of relief, triumph, and the recognition of belonging. As she stepped down from the stage, Tom enveloped her in a warm embrace. "You did it! That was incredible!" Clara beamed at her. "See, you were amazing! Just think about how those stories could inspire others." But before Sarah could respond, Jackson returned, a thoughtful expression on his face. "I didn't know you had this in you, Sarah. What if you took this further? There's something special about your story, and I think you can do more with it." Her heart raced again, excitement mingling with trepidation. Would she dare to step even further into the spotlight, where her voice could resonate on a larger scale? "Maybe," she started, feeling the weight of his suggestions settle on her like a fresh layer of snow, full of potential and uncertainty. The thrill of the moment and the thought of what lay ahead tugged at her. Was she ready to dive deeper into this journey? "Just what are you suggesting?" Sarah asked, a mix of hope and hesitation dancing in her words. Jackson smiled, and a new chapter of her life began to unfurl before her. What awaited her on this path of exploration and discovery? Sarah felt a rush of adrenaline as Jackson's smile opened a door she hadn't realized she was standing in front of. Suddenly, possibilities filled the room, electrifying the air around her. "What do you mean by taking it further?" she pressed, eager yet anxious. The crowd buzzed behind her, but her focus was solely on Jackson. His intensity caught her by surprise, igniting something deep within her. "Well," he began, his voice steady and deliberate, "why not share your story beyond just this crowd? There are people out there who need to hear it. You have a way of connecting that could help so many more." The words hung heavy in the space between them, and Sarah's heart raced once more. "You mean, like, write a book or give more talks?" She could hardly believe the thought. "Exactly!" Clara jumped in, her eyes shining like stars. "Start a blog even. You have this authentic voice. Why not share your journey digitally? It could be the start of something beautiful." Sarah glanced at Tom, seeking his support. He nodded, his face bright with encouragement. "You could reach so many people, Sarah. Just think of all those who might feel as lost as you once did. You could be their beacon." An idea blossomed in her mind, full of vibrant potential. Yet doubt crept in. "But who would want to hear from me? What do I know that's worth sharing?" It felt vulnerable to suggest the impossible. "Ever hear of imposter syndrome?" Jackson countered gently. "It's common, especially for people who truly care about others. Your story is yours. No one else has lived it quite like you." His words struck a chord. The glimpses she had seen in the audience's eyes earlier filled her with warmth again. "You really think people would connect with me?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Absolutely," Clara affirmed, her passion washing over Sarah like sunlight after the rain. "Your voice matters. It can echo in the hearts of many." Something began to shift within Sarah. The tightness in her chest loosened, replaced by a flicker of hope. Could she really write about her experiences? Share what it meant to confront fear and embrace vulnerability? "What if I fail?" she whispered, her voice small. "Then you learn," Jackson replied, a kind smile adorning his face. "But what if you soar instead? Letting fear hold you back will only keep you from the life you could lead. As she stood there, the weight of his words washed over her like a wave, filling her with a fresh determination. Could this be her turning point? Tom squeezed her hand. What's the worst that could happen? You put your story out there and learn from the journey. A spark ignited inside Sarah, brightening her spirit. Maybe her voice had power, and maybe she was ready to embrace it fully. You know what? I want to do this, she declared, conviction swelling in her chest. Jackson grinned, and she could see the proud glimmer in his eye. That's the spirit. We'll help you every step of the way. In that moment, a door to a whole new world opened before her. It felt liberating, terrifying, and utterly exhilarating all at once. But as the crowd began to stir, applause still echoing in her ears, a question danced on her lips. What would her first step be, and how would her life change as she embraced this newfound path? The thought lingered in the air, leaving Sarah on the precipice of a vibrant new journey, a journey fueled by her authentic voice and the courage within her. What lay ahead in the chapters of her life that were yet to unfold? As the applause faded and the crowd returned to their chatter, Sarah stood on that tiny stage, heart pounding and mind racing. The moment had shifted her life, igniting flames of hope and possibility within her. She realized she wasn't just standing there as Sarah Harper, a divorced mom on the brink of despair. No, she was Sarah Harper, a woman ready to reclaim her narrative. Tom's hand felt warm and steady on her back, a constant reminder of the support she'd found in him. As others swirled around them, she risked a glance at him, searching for reassurance amidst the chaos. His smile sparked a bubble of joy within her. This was just the beginning, right? Jackson's invitation loomed in her mind like the wide-open sky. A reality show? A documentary? Would she really share her story so publicly? It sounded daunting, yet the thrill of it all sent chills down her spine. The thought of inspiring others lit her heart like the first rays of dawn breaking through a long, dark night. "Sarah," Clara interjected, breaking her reverie, "I just thought of the perfect title for your series." She laughed, the sound ringing bright through the backdrop of emotional intensity. "What is it?" "Reclaiming Sarah. Doesn't it encapsulate everything? Your transformation, your journey, the way you're redefining yourself?" "Wow, I actually love that," Sarah said, a smile breaking across her face. The title resonated, perfectly mirroring the work she was about to do. As the night wore on, she found herself mingling, her confidence slowly blooming. She shared snippets of her story with others, their encouraging nods feeding her soul. The whispers of doubt that once plagued her began to dim, muffled under the sound of laughter and camaraderie. The thought of embarking on the reality show held a mix of exhilaration and fear, but she could feel the winds of change blowing gently, urging her to take the leap. "Sarah, you've come a long way since we first met," Tom remarked, leaning in close as they found a quiet corner amidst the gala's joyful chaos. "Seeing you up there was incredible. You've got a gift." "Thank you," she replied, her heart swelling with gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without you. You've been my rock." In that moment, they shared a knowing glance, a spark illuminating something deeper than just their temporary charade. The evening came alive around them, vibrant conversations unspooling like ribbons in the air. As Sarah roamed the crowd, she suddenly felt the power of her own story. Each piece she shared, a thread connecting her to other women who had walked similar paths. But when it was time to leave, a wave of apprehension washed over her. Would she really follow through? Would she dare to bare her soul on camera? The moment of decision sat heavily on her chest like a weight pressing down. "Hey," Tom whispered, sensing her turmoil. "Remember, you're not alone in this. Whatever you decide, I'm right here beside you." She turned to him, her heart thudding anew. "Thank you for everything. Truly, I just want to make the right choice for my kids and myself." As they made their way to the exit, she spotted Jake in the crowd, his presence instantly fueling old anxieties. But this time, instead of fear, she felt a newfound strength. That encounter had reminded her of her journey, how far she'd come. She no longer needed the approval of someone who didn't see her worth. "Sarah!" Jake called out, his voice booming over the noise. She stopped short, a wave of nerves rushing through her. "Don't think I'll let you drift away without a fight. You won't succeed without me." "Actually, Jake, I'm done looking back," she said, her voice steady. "You don't define my worth anymore." For the first time, she spoke her truth with conviction. Tom stepped in beside her, solid and fierce. They stood together like a fortress against the uncertainty of her past. The moment that had once felt overwhelming turned empowering, and as Jake's expression faltered, Sarah felt the past grow faint, as though it were dissolving within the night's embrace. Walking out into the cool evening air, Sarah sighed, a feeling of liberation flooding over her. She was ready to embrace the unknown. "Whatever comes next," she whispered to Tom, "I'm ready to reclaim my life." With newfound resolve, she looked toward the horizon, where the fading light mingled with stars, each twinkle resonating with opportunity. The journey ahead would be challenging, uncharted, but it was hers to own. She could feel the winds of change blowing steadily, and it filled her with courage, pushing her ever forward into the embrace of endless possibilities. This was just the beginning. So now you need to subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm. Your support is crucial. Comment below with your thoughts about this ending and how you feel about Sarah's amazing transformation. And most importantly, share this video instantly with at least 5 friends who need to see this incredible journey. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share.